Yes, and let's talk about a little more about what's happening on the US macro side of things. The Federal Reserve Governor, Lael Brainard, one of the governors of the Federal Reserve, said on Thursday that interest rates need to remain high, even though there are signs inflation is starting to ease. Echoing recent comments from her fellow policymakers, Brainard insisted that the Fed won't waver in its commitment to taming prices. Her comments come less than 2 weeks before the FOMC meeting. Critical there.
And speaking of some hawkish commentary coming in from JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon, who believes that interest rates could go higher than what the Federal Reserve currently projects as inflation remains stubbornly elevated. Dimon said that the recent easing on inflation comes from temporary factors like a pullback in oil prices and a slowdown in China due to the COVID pandemic.
Well, yes, and the US government hit its $31.4 trillion borrowing limit. This was amid a standoff between the Republican-controlled House of Representatives and Democrats. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen also informed congressional leaders that her department had begun using extraordinary cash management measures. This could stave off default until the 5th of June.
And the US consumers are still in pretty shape even after the Federal Reserve raises interest rates to tame inflation, according to Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan. He also said that the US economy could enter into a mild recession later this year or next year. Bank of America is balancing its staffing and compensation levels.
Well, and US streaming giant Netflix said it ended last year with more than 230 million global subscribers. Netflix also announced that co-founder Reed Hastings was standing down as CEO, ending a 2-decade-long leadership.
And shares of Nordstrom fell after the department store chain said it was hurt by weak sales and a lot of markdowns during the holiday season. The retailer said the net sales for the holidays dropped 3.5% compared with a year ago.
And Vice Media is restarting its sales process after earlier interested bidders balked at the initial price tag, according to people familiar with the situation. The digital media company, which was valued at $5.7 billion in 2017, is now likely to fetch a price of below $1 billion.